It's New Year's Eve 2025, and we've got a lot of cold temperatures, some snow, and quite a bit of rain. First off, we're going to start with our snow up here in the Great Lakes, Midwest, and Northeast. This is just with our polar vortex kind of dipping down a little bit, and lots of winds coming through here. A lot of lake effect snow that we're going to be seeing down here on the Pacific southern coast, also southwest as well. We're going to be seeing loads and loads of rain. Definitely going to be a flood advisory out there. And for the rest of the United States, it's going to look pretty calm actually. We have a lot of areas of high pressure. And then, of course, our cold front is going to dip down all the way to potentially central Florida, maybe even freezing temperatures being seen as far south of that. So, really, a lot of the same that we've been seeing the past couple of days, nothing too crazy going on. But today, our main area of concern is going to be Southern California and just the general Southwest and Southern Pacific coast. We're going to see just loads and loads of rain come on shore as we have a cyclone just off the coast of Baja California down here. And we're going to have a warm front kind of advecting northward, and that's what all of this messy precipitation is from, as well as some forcing from our upper level winds in our jet stream. Now, after this, as we go into the night hours, things are probably going to start to get a little bit more serious. As that warm front gets out of the way, we're going to start to see a lot more forcing and a lot more favorable shear push on shore, specifically near the Los Angeles metro area. And then our cold front is going to come on shore after that. And that's probably when we'll see tomorrow morning a pretty strong line of thunderstorms move through. These could bring some gusts probably nearing 40 to 50 miles an hour. And for our flood outlook, it is going to be centered right on top of the Los Angeles metro. In the Los Angeles metro, potentially 2 to 4 inches of rain. Then in this little green shaded area, only 1 to 2 inches of rain. So much more of a conditional risk in the green shaded area. Maybe a little bit of a population bias here from the Storm Prediction Center, but I definitely think 2 to 4 inches of rain will be possible in this yellow shaded region. And even though it's just going to be the warm front for most of today, the shear parameters are going to be pretty solid in the lower levels and in the upper levels, definitely allowing these storms to get organized and maybe allowing for some stronger gust for sure in the lower levels, because this low level shear looks pretty serious, close to 20 knots. That's definitely going to let that happen, even though there's not really a whole lot of moisture and pretty much no instability at all. And a look at our jet stream will tell us a lot about why we're seeing the weather pattern that we're seeing right now. First and foremost, we're going to start up here with this much more obvious pattern of our polar vortex kind of sagging down into the Great Lakes region. And then this little jet max is going to bring lots and lots of snow across the region. Definitely going to bring lots of lake effect snow as well today, probably receiving up to maybe even 5 inches in a couple of areas and probably close to 10 in that lake effect zones. And then back down here near the southern Pacific coast, we can see our polar, or not polar vortex, but just a cyclone rotating in the ocean right offshore, bringing loads and loads of large scale synoptic forcing on shore, as well as that warm front. Just going to be that reason why we're seeing that super messy mode. And then as the jet max kind of digs in a little bit, this even looks a little negatively tilted right here. This is going to advect a lot of positive ingredients in front of this for thunderstorms, and is also going to bring some really good shear for that. Probably likely to see some strong, powerful thunderstorms, maybe even a squall move through the Los Angeles metro as we go into tomorrow morning. And when you wake up this morning, pretty much the entire country is going to be engulfed in freezing or close to freezing. Feels like temperatures. We see those close to freezing temperatures dip all the way down to central Florida. And then we can see that our freezing line is really, really far south, almost encompassing the entire US. Like I said, really the only areas which are going to be ultra cold in those teens and single digits are probably likely to be up here in the Midwest, Northeast, Great Lakes region, where that polar vortex is specifically dipping down, and that's going to help to bring a lot of snow. Then also up here in the higher elevations in the Rockies as well. And with those cold temperatures, that's going to allow for a lot of snow in those areas that I mentioned previously out here in the Midwest, Northeast, and Great Lakes region. And specifically, we can see in those areas affected by lake effect snow, quite a bit more accumulation, and in those areas not affected by lake effect snow, potentially an inch and just a lot more flurry type of snow. And then also down here in the higher elevations out west, specifically the Sierra Nevada range, you can probably expect to see quite a bit of snowfall there over the next 32 hours.